Hello, everyone. My name is Tara, and welcome to Aligning to Love. In this channel, I aim to spread hope, joy, peace, and love to the world by sharing goodness and love within my life. In this video, I do want to talk more about health, well-being, and healing. And before I do that, I wanted to share a little bit more about my life bubble events that made my heart so happy this week. The kindergarten classes in my school are completing the unit of study called community helpers. And in that study, they learned about teachers, chefs, firefighters, police officers, gardeners, paleontologists, and even had the study of cosmetology. There was lots of different things that they were learning about with jobs and careers that help society function. And what was even more exciting for them is that at the middle of the week, we got to go on a field trip to our local tech center. And they collaborate with the high school students. And when we went there, the high school seniors were leading these career groups for the kindergartners. And they welcomed us, the educators at the career center, and the students were very enthusiastic. They were eager to work with the kindergartners and show the tools that they use and show the uniforms that they wear. And the kindergartners had a blast. They were having a ball, and they got to bake cupcakes, they got to frost them, they got to put on the uniforms that construction workers would wear or what they would need if they were cutting down a tree. Some of the students were just so pumped up because they got to hold a chainsaw that was obviously not on. And they also got to see what doctors use with stethoscopes and being able to hear heartbeats and take blood pressure and listen to how that is done. And so there was just a variety of different careers and jobs that they got hands-on experience with during this field trip. And it was so awesome. I was so ecstatic to see all the excitement that they had. Another part of my week that was a highlight is that our school had their school play, and our curriculum coach, who has also been the director of the drama club, and our music teacher, who collaborates with the director, did an incredible job leading our fourth and fifth graders in a school play called The Grunch. And the kids were just so proud, and it was wonderful to see my past students that some of them were very shy, but when they got on that stage, they just came into their character role, and they were just so filled with light, and they were just so excited. And it's always so amazing how our director and the music teacher is able to just bring so much confidence into these students so that they can perform in front of the whole school. And it really does bring our community together. It's like magic. And every year they do an incredible job. And it doesn't feel like you're watching an elementary school performance. They are such skilled educators and such talented musicians and directors, and they're able to get the kids to do incredible things with their dance routines and their tones of their voice, and it's just so wonderful. And the arts are so important in education, and the play each year always shows how valuable it is, and it teaches kids that they have so much talent within them that they may not have realized it. And it gives them a whole new outlook and hobby that they would love to do for down the road in their future. So that was always exciting to have, and I am just so filled with joy whenever I see that. And then another aspect of my week that was a highlight is that my brother, out of the blue, just messaged me and said, "Hey, there's a concert coming up in a few months. I would love to go see it with you." And I've always been close with my brother, but ever since getting married and now having a child of my own, the relationship shifts and it changes. And there's not enough time for one on one quality time with your siblings, and you really have to make time to dedicate to it. And I was just really excited when he did that. And so I'm pumped for that time that we're going to have together. And then on Friday, once school got out, I usually try to come straight home right after I'm done with work so I can see my husband and my baby. But my colleague came in my room and said, "Hey, we're going to go to this restaurant. It's the local one that we've always gone to whenever we want to get together and have some good times." And she was like, "We're going to go today. You haven't been in so long. We would love for you to come." And they're right. I have not gone out to that restaurant with them since December of 2023. And I was very pregnant then. And I haven't been out socializing much since. And I got to do that. And I was so happy that I did, because I got to be with 3 really good friends and colleagues. And we got to de-stress from our hectic week before our vacation. And it was wonderful to be able to hear what they were going to do over their break, and the traveling and the friends they were going to see. And we also said, oh, we're going to make time to do what our body needs, which goes perfectly into this video of health and well-being and healing. And so that leads me right into that. I have always believed that our bodies are energy, and whatever we're feeling, whether it's kept internally or whether we share it out with the world, whether it's positive energy with happiness, joy, and love, or if it's negative, lower vibration energy, whether it's sadness or anger or frustration, those also spread when you're feeling those emotions. And when you have a lot of anger or a lot of resentment or stress or fear, that does a toll on your body. It comes out in different ways, like aches and pains. And it can even have like rash, like it can be more than aches and pains. It can be stomach aches, headaches, like sore muscles. And I do believe that all of that does align with your overall spirit and well-being of your larger self, not just your body, but your emotional self. And the book that I always go to for my guide when it comes to keeping myself balanced and healthy in all aspects is this book by Louise Hayes. Oh, I always say Louise Hayes. It's Louise Hay, and it's Heal Your Body: The Mental Causes for Physical Illness and the Metaphysical Way to Overcome Them. And she is a big believer that your mental mindset plays a massive role in your physical well-being. And I greatly believe in that as well. Now, that's not to say that we don't need Western medicine and that you shouldn't go to doctors and nurses. I fully believe in that. I did that all through my pregnancy and all through my life with other doctor's appointments. But I do feel that there's not enough encouragement to seek the Eastern spiritual outlook on why you could be not feeling your best. And so this book I use all the time. I have so many notes and starred parts of it wherever I'm feeling achy or whenever I'm having an issue with a certain part of my body. And it gives you, I'm going to hold it up, see if you can see. It gives you the problem that you're having, it gives you the probable cause, and then it also gives you the thought pattern that goes along with what it could relate to. And so for abdominal cramps, if someone's having that, the probable cause for what Louise Hayes believes is that it's fear or stopping the process. and something in your life you have a great fear over, and you're not allowing things to flow. And what Louise Hay says is that you must trust the process of life and know that you are safe. So her affirmation is, I trust the process of life, I am safe. Same with aches. If you have lots of sore muscles, the probable cause, and some of these are hard truths. Some of them you may not want to believe that that's what it is. And it might take you a little bit to come to accept it. It could be that. And so for abdominal or for aches, it says longing for love, longing to be held. And the new thought pattern she would advise you to do if you have those feelings is, I love and approve myself, I am loving and lovable. And so it goes through a whole list of A through Z parts of your body and things that could be sore, things that can come up when throughout your life for illnesses or allergies. And I love this book. I cannot say enough good things about this. And Louise Hay is so, I think she's amazing. And I do believe in positive self-talk and making your negative thoughts change and putting, and even if you can't fully accept what you're trying to say, just the continual practice of saying, I trust the process of life, or life is supporting me, or whatever the slogan, not the slogan, the affirmation is. So this one is for bone problems, and it says, I am peaceful and trust the process of life. I am safe and secure. And a lot of them sound the same, but they have a little bit different twist with each one. And like this one is for pain. This one says the probable cause could be that you're holding in guilt and that you're seeking punishment subconsciously. And so this affirmation says, I lovingly release the past. They are free and I am free. All is well in my heart now. And so those are just a few examples of the affirmations that she uses. And I just think that your body often does give you cues to how you're feeling. And sometimes we are just so busy with our lives that we don't register it, and we just brush it aside. And if we don't take care of our well-being and our physical body, it is going to make harder. It's going to make itself known later down the road with maybe a even more severe case of something that you need to go for the doctor to look at. And by then it might be even a bigger problem. And so that's one reason why not only do I appreciate and respect our doctors and nurses, but I do think everyone should take the time to reflect within themselves and pay attention to their body. For me, the biggest things that I know I need, and it's one of the reasons I didn't get a video out last night, is that I had the intention to do a video last night. My daughter went to bed at 9:30. From 9:30 to 10:30, I tried to do a video and I just kept messing up. And each time the words that I wanted to say were not coming out right. And I was getting more and more tired. And by that time, I'm like, you know what? I just need sleep. And I'm going to do this in the morning, and it's going to probably come across much more clear and with a focus. And so I know I needed that for my body, and that's what I did. I have one more example that I wanted to share on this video before I say goodbye. And there's sometimes you go to the doctors and they don't always know what is the cause for a problem you may have. And back in 2023, when my husband and I were trying to start our family, my doctor put me on some pills to give me more vitamins and nutrition so that we could start having a baby and making sure that I had all my prenatal vitamins set. And unfortunately, when I went on these pills, they were not doing what was expected for my body. I was starting to lose hair, and it was coming out in clumps, and my stomach was feeling upset, and I wasn't feeling my best. And I knew something had to be wrong, because when you're trying to have a baby, you want to be feeling strong and vital and energized, and I was feeling the complete opposite. And I went to my doctors, and they had no idea what could be causing me to do this. And they weren't thinking that it was the prenatal pills at all. And they were asking me if I changed my diet, and if I was doing too much exercising, or if I had been around somebody that had a virus. They weren't sure what the problem was. And it was taking longer than I wanted. And so I did seek out a spiritual person, and she is actually a physician as well. But she's a physician who had a near-death experience, and her name is Dr. Lottie, and her site is drlottie.com. And she's known for helping people figure out medical conflicts that other professionals have not been able to figure out. And I went to her, and I was losing hope, because I wanted to feel better. I wanted to feel strong, and I wanted to feel ready to have my body be able to have a baby. And I talked to her for a half hour. And she said a variety of things. She said, why you could try getting a water test to see if there's things in your water source that could be happening to this. But then she also said, you know what, I'm getting a feeling that it could be something with copper. And she's like, why don't you look at your prenatal vitamins and see if there's any copper in them? And I'm getting the feeling to let you know that you need to find a prenatal pill that has no copper. And so after my session with her was over, I did look at my prenatal pills, and there was copper in them. And the only thing that I had been allergic to my entire life was sulfur-based drugs, and I had never had a copper allergy. And so I did what she said. I got rid of my prenatal pills that had the copper, and I went to the pharmacy and found other ones that had no copper. And I started using them. And as weeks went by, my hair was coming back in. It was stronger. I was feeling healthier. I was feeling more energized. I was feeling much better. And by a few months in, I felt back to my normal self. And I went to my doctor, and I let them know, I think I have a copper allergy, because I traded out my prenatal pills to ones that don't have copper, and I feel much better, 100%. And they were astonished, because they looked at my charts, and nowhere in there said that I could have had a copper allergy. And there were so many things within the prenatal vitamins that could have been affecting me, that it would have taken forever to figure out which one it was. And the fact that I could go to this physician who had mediumship abilities and spiritual knowledge and downloads, and she could help me in a quick way in one session, when I had been to multiple doctor's appointments, it was truly healing, and I was so appreciative of that. So that's my story. And then a few months later, I was able to conceive my daughter, who is perfectly healthy and doing really great with her development. And so I just wanted to share that story, because I do think that people are nervous to talk and to try alternative medicines and ways to get healthier. And you do have to do your research, because there are a lot of people who may not be qualified, or they're fake when it comes to the spiritual stuff. And I did a lot of research before I went to Dr. Lottie. And so when you find the people who are the real deal, and have lots of people that also say that they are true and they are what they say they are, then that gave me more hope, and it gave me the encouragement to seek them out. And so please, everyone, make sure that you are taking care of your health and your mental well-being, your emotional and physical well-being. And I hope that everyone can do something that helps to heal their mind, body, and spirit, whether it's just taking the time to read a book, take a bath, be social with friends, or go for a walk. However it makes you feel happy and balanced, I encourage everyone to do that. So have a wonderful day. I hope you all take care, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.